Happy Arvo! Welcome back, and thank you for all the comments lately. I've enjoyed reading them, especially the ones that say that I don't read comments. Those always give me a chuckle. Is Australia safe? I like this channel. And I saw that this is an intriguing question. You know, at first I didn't know if they meant crime or like animals. So I think those are two very different questions, you know. Is it safe? You're probably safer inside the city in Australia than outside it, unlike most countries. Let's watch.
So if you watched my previous video, you would have discovered that Australians eat their national animal, the kangaroo, as well as...
Yeah, heard about that. I think that's a big secret that you guys are trying to keep.
crocodile and emu. Sounds like a strange country. And add to that the deadly
Eat emus too?
spiders and snakes, and you're probably wondering, is this a safe place to visit? Well, I went to the streets of Brisbane, Australia to find out for you by asking both locals and tourists how safe they feel in Australia.
So how long have you been in Australia?
I grew up in Australia.
25 years.
8 years.
My whole life.
So we've been here about 3.5 weeks.
Been here for about like 5 months now.
Yeah.
21 years.
15 years.
I just saw in the
3.5 weeks.
background.
Been here
Hungry Jacks. I feel like I saw that in a video. Is that Burger King? It looks like the Burger King
for like
logo.
5 months now.
Yeah.
21 years.
15 years.
Since I was born here 62 years ago.
I've been here 1 week and 2 days.
Cool. And so far from your 1 week, do you think that Australia is safe?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I must say, you're only asking people that are alive this question. You know, you think about it, that's a little bit biased. The people, you know, some people who aren't alive anymore might tell you a different answer, considering they're not alive. You know, go to the bottom of the swamp infested with gators and ask them if it seems safe.
Very, very safe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everywhere that we've been has been way more safe than anywhere else I've encountered. Like, everyone has been proper friendly
It definitely gives that vibe off, very safe.
and chill and ridiculously helpful, and it's not like that in the UK at all.
I don't know, I just feel like safe, like walking around at nighttime. I feel like safe going home, going out by myself. Like,
That's really nice. That's a really big deal for a city or a country to have that vibe. And that, I mean, I guess it's, maybe they'll say some statistics, but that's a super nice perk of living in Australia.
yeah, I think it's much safer. I feel like we look after each other, so.
I think just like anywhere in the world, you have your places where they aren't as safe. But if I compare to being overseas in different places that I've traveled to, especially Vietnam, I feel very safe
Oh, shots fired at Vietnam.
in Australia. Walking down the street, I don't have to look
Vietnam.
around me to see if anyone's trying to take my things, and I can, you know, access food really easily. And yeah, I just feel like the people here are quite kind, just like overseas as well. But yeah, I definitely feel a lot safer here in comparison.
Depends on
Just like overseas, except way nicer here.
where you go, what you're doing. Like, obviously, don't be an idiot. Like, don't go through the valley on your own at night.
But what's the valley? Where's the valley? You don't go down that road. Is it like that? What do you mean the valley?
Especially if you're female. But I mean, you're not going to get your bag snatched. You're not going to get, like, randomly chased down the street by someone for, you know, existing.
So it's not like New York City. Okay, got it.
It depends.
When I got here, used to be safer, but
It used to be safer.
safer than now, I feel.
In which ways do you think it's gotten worse?
You see a lot of homeless people on the streets, but I'm not saying they're violent, not necessarily violent, but I think it just
Then what are you saying?
see more poverty and violence
No, but poverty definitely does lead to crime and violence, so she has a point.
than I used to when I got here.
It's always been safe from my point of view, but we've got a moving culture now that's completely different from what it was when I was growing up. So it's
I
a
wonder
little
in
bit
what way.
hard to put into words. I like the fact that I don't live in the city. I live out of the city.
How does it
Okay, so my initial impression was incorrect. It's safer outside the city. Okay, got it. In the outback with the gators.
compare to other countries that you've been to?
I don't know, loads of police. I've not seen any trouble the whole time I've been here, to be honest with you. And yeah, I feel it's very safe.
Compared to like South America, I feel much safer here. I
Well, there's no like cartels in Australia, huh? That helps a lot. that.
I can tell you that I can walk on the street any time of the night, and I don't feel like I'm gonna get robbed or kidnapped or anything like that.
I know in a lot of other countries, you know, surprisingly not in America, but in other countries, is this video like blowing out everybody's eardrums? By the way, let me see.
For some reason,
I feel like it might be blowing out some people's eardrums. Sorry, headphones users. Like this girl right here. I'm sorry. What was I saying?
Tell you that I can walk on the street any time of the night, and I don't feel like I'm gonna get robbed or kidnapped or anything like that.
for some reason, I
I don't remember what I was saying. Sorry.
feel safer walking down the street here than I do in the UK because I study in the UK and in Sweden.
Well, I've been to a lot of other Asian countries, and I feel as though Australia would be the safest, except for Japan. I feel like that's the only country I've been to that's safer.
Feel safe at 5 o'clock in the morning walking.
Yeah, Japan's crime rates are just like nothing, huh?
I feel like that's the only country I've been to that's safer.
Feel safe at 5 o'clock in the morning walking home a little bit intoxicated. I don't think I'd feel safe in New Zealand doing that. But I do love
Oh, New Zealand, really? Is there actually a tangible difference in crime in New Zealand versus Australia?
New Zealand. Kia ora.
Okay, so we came here via India and left early because we felt pretty unsafe where we were.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Sorry to this guy for interrupting, Mr. Redbeard. But there's a lot of scammers in other countries. You know, not in America, unlike America. Well, there's some scammers here. But there's people with more clever scams in other countries, especially in Europe and stuff from what I have heard. But it doesn't seem that way in Australia, huh? There's nobody like... I've heard of people laying out pictures on the sidewalk and like right where people are gonna walk, and then when you walk over them as a tourist, they start shouting at you in their language, and they're like, €5, €5, you know, you have to pay for that because you stepped on it, even though they're laying it there purposely for you to step on it. None of that garbage in Australia, right?
It's no reflection on the Indian people. I think it was more of a reflection of our particular experience there. But coming from the UK to there and then to here, I couldn't have felt safer, quite frankly, and more welcome, and it's been a really cool experience.
For a tourist coming here,
Yeah.
what do you have any safety tips to make them even safer?
I think like don't be stupid. Obviously there's safety in numbers, and I think you should definitely try and stick in a group, and like don't go out and get wasted and stumble home on your own.
I would say if you're going anywhere at night, always take a girlfriend. Like especially if you're, if you're a woman, if you're a young girl, definitely take a girlfriend with you. I would do that anywhere in the world.
Why not a boyfriend?
Make sure you have someone with you.
The best thing is like travel everywhere, but then just like always travel with someone, or if you know someone who is from Australia, it's even better because then you're with a local, so you feel more comfortable. And we were
That's true. Then people can't pull one over on you so quickly.
lucky that we made friends really quickly, and then we did our own thing afterwards. Don't dress obvious.
They can't be like, here, hey, come follow me. Yeah, Yanka. Come follow me. I've got some golden kangaroos over here. I've got to show you over here in my backyard. You know, you won't fall for that if you're with a local. You know, I need a tour guide when I go.
As a tourist, I would say, because that will get you more prone to like people.
Kind of like this?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Because like people are more like prone to pickpocket and like see you as an easy target.
Keep your passport on you.
Pickpocket.
Don't lose your wallet. I don't know. Basic stuff, I guess. Simple things.
And so that's safety addressed in terms of crime. There's a stereotype that Australia has a lot of deadly animals that are out to kill us. Do you think that should be a concern for a tourist?
Deadly animals.
Like snakes and spiders and crocodiles?
Okay.
She's gonna pretend like she doesn't know. Deadly animals. I've never heard of that. Maybe we can ask Steve Irwin about that. Maybe he knows something about deadly animals.
It's funny, I was just living on rural property for 3 months, and there were a few snakes around, so you have to be careful of that. But no, it's nothing to be worried about. It's
R.I.P.
pretty safe here.
We've seen, so in the UK we're supposed to be terrified of spiders, that's what everybody talks about here, and we've seen 2, and they kept...
It's a lot. He's been here for 2 weeks, right? 2 spiders? That's
well away, and they were tiny, so I had no...
Those were the babies.
it totally changed my perception of what the animals would be here.
So the wildlife's not as bad.
Not even remotely as bad. In fact, I think it put us off, certainly put me off for years coming out here, and I wish it hadn't have.
Now that is ridiculous. I would never be put off to go to Australia. In fact, that would be one of the... I would seek out the deadly animals. I would want to be in a cage, like a cage on wheels, maybe something like called a car. But I would want to drive through, and I would want the deadly animals to be on the other side of a barrier that I could see them from.
I've seen a few horrible cockroaches, but that's about it really.
In all honesty, I haven't seen a snake in like the 8 years I've been here. Yeah, really. I thought so. The only thing is walking in long reeds, I get scared of doing that. Walking in like, doing...
I've seen only
I mean, I do here too in Indiana.
one spider, which is like, and from what I've heard of Australia, they're like, oh, all these dangerous spiders. And I'm like, oh no. But then I've only seen one.
Like a lot of people, when I say I'm going to Australia, they're like, oh, watch out for the spiders and stuff. But it doesn't bother me.
The spiders are not what's gonna... I mean, they might kill you, but that would not be, you know... Watch out for the gators and, you know, some of those kangaroos out there.
You seen them?
The ones that have been winning all the fights. Watch out for those ones.
No, I haven't seen any. I mean, except for zoos. But
Oh, yeah. So do you think a tourist should be concerned?
No. And those jellyfish.
I used to live in Darwin, and I had friends coming over. They thought the crocodiles would be walking on the street and eating people, you know, it's something like normal. But
Wait, so crocodiles don't walk on the street?
No, in Darwin, you don't see like...
I mean,
They can walk.
yeah, you do definitely need to watch out for the drop bears. For
The
sure.
drop bears, yeah. Oh, man.
That was fun. Go check out their channel. In fact, look at that. I'm going to subscribe. Yay. I'm from the US and I've been to Australia 3 times. It's a ridiculously safe society. Well, we do live in a society. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a fantastic Arvo. I'll be here tomorrow. I hope you are too. Because I make a video on this channel about Australia every day. Every weekday. Used to be every day. Every weekday. Have a good day. Good night. And goodbye. From Indiana, signing off.